Hey, what's going on there, guys? Monster Man Vapes coming back to you. And in today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the ASGARD RDA by Vaporz Cloud. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, sit back and relax, because who knows, you may be interested in this honkin' RDA by the end of the video. So let's dive down the table, take an up-close look, show you what all comes in the packaging, how I build on it, and all that good stuff. So see you down the table. Alrighty folks, so this is the packaging that the Vaporz Cloud ASGARD RDA will come in. As you can see, Vaporz Cloud ASGARD in this nice little velvety bag here. So we open up the bag and we have our little bit of goodies. So the first thing out of the bag is you have this beauty ring, which they call a beauty ring, more like a beauty cup in my opinion. This goes on the RDA to kind of give it that unique look that you see on the websites. Set that off to the side for right now. You also get a spare Delrin drip tip, which appears to be an 810, and the other drip tip that comes already on the RDA is the same size, so they're both, from what it looks like, to be both 810. And the last thing out of the packaging is a little Allen key, extra O-rings, and extra grub screws for your connections. Now, when I got mine in, it had a really small grub screw inside, and that's what this Allen key's for. This is for the squonk pin. There is a actual grub screw that goes into the 510 pin to make it a normal RDA. Take it out, and it becomes a squonking RDA. Which I don't know really who would be squonking with a 30mm atomizer, to be honest with you, because it would take about 2 gallons of juice just to squonk the damn thing. You know what I mean? So here is the ASGARD RDA. As you see, there's your drip tip at the top. It's pretty short. You kind of have to get in there with your fingernails a little bit, just to kind of, and I got, you gotta really get that thing to work out of there sometimes. But I'm a bit of a cheater, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of pliers and gently pull this out. There we go. So there's the stock drip tip, very wide bore. The other drip tip is more of a narrower bore. As you can see right here, a little bit narrower on this one and more of a bevel inside, where this one's just a straight, more wide bore style drip tip. I kind of like this one a little bit better though. So how this RDA works, so let's get this on the mod real quick. In the meantime, I'm just going to throw this on my Noisy Cricket version 2. So here is the inside of the cap. You can see there's that Ultim insert, and that is because when you pull the drip tip out, this insert can pop right on out just like so. You get the O-ring there to hang on to the drip tip, and you see these little notches here and there. Those line up with the notches right there and right there on the top cap, and that allows the airflow to be used. So when you get this in, if you can keep it from getting stuck to your fingers, you gotta line up those notches. There we go. Pops in. And then you simply pop in the drip tip. Get it all together, which can be a pain sometimes. But after you get it all situated, as you see, I'm turning the drip tip and the airflow is moving freely. And it is on a stopper. There are little grooves in the notches on the cap that the notches on the Ultim insert go into to allow you to do this. And when it is on a mod, or when it's on the deck, how you simply adjust is by turning the barrel. So that's all you really got to do. So taking the cap back off, here is your build deck. It's more of an elevated postless style deck. Here are your connection screws right there. Double O-ring at the bottom, pretty nice. And you see these notches right there and right there. Those line up with the notches on the Ultim insert on the underside, right there and right there. And that's what allows the cap to sit flush with the rest of the deck. So let's put in the build, shall we? So what I got here are fused Claptons, 24, 34, and 80s. 6 wraps over a 3. I pre-cut the leads to 5mm because, in my opinion, that is the perfect length to get them at the right height if I don't drop them first. So you just simply set your coils in like so, just like that, it also helps to give them that 90-degree bend, as you see like on this one. Give that bit of a 90 and she'll sit in with ease. Alright, so take a very small flathead screwdriver and tighten down those connections. Not too tight though, not too tight. Nice and snug, just nice and snug. And 5mm to me is a perfect height, because if you notice, look at the room that you actually got as far as for your build. As you can see right in here, this spot right here is where your coils are actually going to sit. So you kind of have to get them to where they're kind of more towards the center. So 5mm is a good height because you can still pull them up a little bit, as you can see right there, and then you just kind of push them over toward the center, just like that, because the Ultim insert is going to sit right about here. So you don't want the coils actually touching the Ultim. So bring them into the center a little bit, just to make sure that you do not get any. You just want to make sure you don't burn the Ultim. So second coil is in. One connection tightened. Second one tightened. Straighten up the coil a bit. Raise it up. Push it over. Straighten up a little bit. Get these as straight as possible. Get him as even as possible too. He needs to be pushed inward a bit more. Still not quite straight. And that appears to be as good as they're going to get. He's not straight as well, so that'll help it out. There we go. Looking much, much better. So there we go. That is the placement you pretty much want them at. Obviously not touching, but you don't want them to be too far outward, because you'll run the risk of hitting that Ultim insert, which a good way to test is that you just get the drip tip out. You basically get the insert out, and you just set the insert right over where it will be sitting. And as you can see right there, the coils will not be touching the Ultim. So that's all you want to make sure of. Make sure that those coils do not touch the Ultim when they heat up. You don't want to melt this Ultim. Alright, get in that groove to lock it back into place. Snap the drip tip in there. So we got to put this ASGARD on a actual mod to dry burn it. And you guys know how I vape. I'm a high wattage vapor. So I'm going to pull out the one mod that I know for a fact can vape at a high wattage with no issues. So I'm going to throw this on my Riot mod. DNA 250 with the 4S lipo. Also, someone commented on my ocular review about the DNA chip in this mod not being a true DNA 400, but I apologize. This is actually my first mod ever that has a DNA chip, so I did not really know that. I kept calling it DNA 400 because of its 400 watt capacity, because of the lipo battery. So thank you for correcting me. So let me focus this in a little bit better. There we go, getting better. There we go. So as you can probably not see there, so as you can see there, I got it at 180 watts. What is up with this camera? Camera, fix yourself. There you go. Got it at 180 watts. Focus in on those coils a little bit more. Did I put a build on there? Yes, I did. 180 watts. Get them going, glowing. Getting a few hot spots, which ain't bad though. We can get those out. I will say though, the benefit of building coils on camera is looking at my computer screen, I can actually see exactly where those hot spots are at. I can actually see the true glow of the coils. so I can actually kind of really fine-tune these coils in a little bit, because I can actually see them glow. And that looks perfect to me, going from the inside out. And those coils came out to a 0.1 on the nose at 180 watts. But you guys know me, so I am going to take him up a bit. And when I mean a bit, I mean we're going to go for the 200. Boom, there we go. So, a little messed up right here. Another thing you can do is just to go back and double check your connections, just to make sure they're truly biting down on that wire, you know. So bam, check them again, still not quite. Something about raising it to 200 really messed them up, so let's spin them a bit more. Trust me, these coils can handle the full 200 watts. Still not quite there. Something is not wanting to work properly. There we go. That looks good to me. So give these a second to cool off. For any new builder out there, you do not want to put cotton in the coils when they're still practically cooking hot. You know what I mean? Alright. So there we go. They should be cool enough. So we're going to grab some cotton here, and I do use cotton bacon prime. I know a lot of people don't like cotton bacon prime, but to me cotton is very subjective, and I like cotton bacon prime. I've never had really any issues with it. And as far as my high wattage vaping, cotton bacon prime seems to be the only cotton that can really handle this high power. So I got a good amount of cotton here. Do the old school roll up method, get that needle nose going, you know, yada yada. I know I ramble at times, folks. I'd say who I am. Thread that cotton through just like so. Perfect. Alright, so come in from the other side and get that nice and wicked. And I'm actually going to grab my tweezers and pull him through. There we go. Just so I can get a good grip on him. And then pull him through like so. Perfect. Now this well is pretty deep, guys. I mean, you can probably see right down in there. Whoops. Right down in there. That's your well. That's fairly deep. So you can bring the cotton, you kind of eyeball it, bring it down, and we're going to say right about there. And then cut the other side to match. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab my hook and just simply tuck in the cotton. Just kind of pick it up and kind of push it in. Just like so. I know this video is going to be long, guys. But you guys want me to go, I asked you guys on my last review what kind of style do you guys like to see me do, and I can do multiple styles. I can do multiple styles of reviews, from the cookie cutter method to going straight through. You guys want me to do the straight through method, so that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we got her burning from the inside out. We got her wicked up. Now we got a juicer, and I'm using some of this Yummy Nectar arousal sauce. Pretty good stuff, guys. If you are allergic to PG, this juice right here is a very good juice to vape, mainly because the owner of this company also has a PG allergy, and so she goes as max VG as possible. Honestly, this is like a 90-10 blend, 90% VG, 10% PG. Flavors are natural, and this razzle sauce is like a raspberry jam. Tastes just like you took a spoonful of jam and just ate it. Minus the seeds, of course, though. But alright. Get her cooking a bit. Just kind of make sure to get that juice nice and worked up in the cotton that's inside the coil. And boom, just like that, she looks good to go. Alright, drip her some more. There we go. And I'm not going to use the beauty ring, and I'll explain why when we bring it back up to the FaceTime here in just a second. Just kind of double checking, making sure the airflow is wide open. And boom, there we go. Test fire. No shorts. But alright folks, so that is the ASGARD RDA by Vaporz Cloud. So let me bring it back up top, give you my final thoughts, pricing, you know the deal. Alright guys, we're back here up top with the ASGARD RDA, obviously sitting on top of my Riot's box mods, DNA 250C with the 4S LiPo, so the 400 watt DNA. 200 watts, 0.10 on the nose. I got the airflow wide open. Let's have a go. Wow. If you can hear my furnace in the background, I do apologize. But wow. Now, I know what people are going to say. I know a lot of people don't believe that you can get good flavor off of a 30mm or bigger atomizer. And let me just tell you, you gotta build to the RDA. I'm a firm believer. It all comes down to the coils you use, to the size of the coils that you use, and also airflow. And that's the one thing, that's one of the biggest things I like about this RDA, is that the airflow is just insanely smooth. I mean, there's no whistle, there's no turbulence to it, and even if I turn it down a bit, no, there's no whistle whatsoever. I will be careful though, because the O-rings, as far as turning this barrel to adjust the airflow, is rather on the tight side. So be very careful, because you might end up just unscrewing your atomizer off your mod. Airflow, smooth, no whistle. Not as airy as you expect though. That's the funny thing. And also because that Ultimate insert does have slightly smaller holes. The Ultimate insert more has like Cyclops style or Goon style holes that the airflow travels to actually hit the coils. But all in all, still very smooth. The fact that the Ultimate insert brings that air right to the coil, so you get direct airflow, is really helping that flavor out a little bit. And also because since the coil sits so high on the RDA, that also is a big factor. Less distance to travel. But there are some things I don't like about it. For one of the things that I do not like about this RDA is the drip tip. Because look how short that drip tip is compared to the RDA. Pretty much on the short side. And when I take a hit and just watch, you can see that my lips are right on that metal. And just these few hits I'm taking, this top cap is starting to get a little bit on the hot side. So that is one downfall. But all in all, the machining on this RDA is good. The airflow is smooth. It's got great flavor if you build it right. And trust me, if you build it the way I built it, you're going to have some good flavor out of this. I know a lot of people don't vape at 200 watts, but I do. But the only two things I really don't like about it, and and this is subjective, as far as aesthetics, I do not like the beauty ring that this comes with. Like I said though, this is more of like a beauty cup. Because basically all this beauty ring does makes the RDA look like that, like you see on the websites. I don't really care for it, so I don't put it on. And plus it also kind of gets in the way a little bit of that top cap. It kind of does. But still though, I'm actually quite liking this RDA. So out of my 5-star rating, I would give it a 3.5. Flavor's good, airflow's good, machining's good, ease of build. You just cut your coils. You cut your coil leads to 5 millimeters. Drop them in, they're good to go. The only thing I really don't like is that damn drip tip. I'm gonna have to find me a taller drip tip for this thing, and then it'll be a lot better. But yeah, the prices I've been seeing this for, I bought this straight from Vaporz Cloud's website, and actually scratch that note. It was Cloudy Collaborations, Cloud Chasers Incorporated, and from what I've seen on websites, I looked at a few websites, and they were ranging from $56 to $60, give or take $1 or $2. And is that really a good price for this RDA? Probably not. And I've seen 30 millimeters that went for a little bit cheaper. I think actually the Vaporz Cloud Temple went for cheaper than that too. Went for cheaper than that, I think, and that was also a 30 millimeter. I think they're like $40. If you drop the price down to $40, it'd been a better deal. I only think it's worth $60, even though it is a good RDA. But to each his own. If you like it and can afford it, get it. But yeah, guys, Vaporz Cloud RDA, pretty good. Yes, that's the one thing I need to learn about this DNA chip. But yeah, guys, that does it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And like I always say, until next time, Monster Man Vapes, signing off.